What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and today we'll be talking about Australia's offense. As you are likely already aware, a few days ago, Australia pulled off a big upset, beating USA in an exhibition game. And what stood out to me the most was Australia's offense and how they worked together as a team to produce good shots despite their talent disadvantage. So, let's get right into it. From a team standpoint, there were several key factors in their offensive success, and one of the big ones was their execution of set plays. And here's one of their favorites. They'll swing the ball across the top, and then Patty Mills will set a back screen for Jock Landale, and he'll rub off of the screen, and with the ball on the strong side wing, this is called a UCLA cut. On this play, Landale catches it in the post, and then Mitch Creek makes a nice strong cut off of Landale, and here he gets a layup. Now typically on this set, Landale doesn't catch it in the post. The more common option is for the ball to go to Mills after setting the back screen, and when he catches it on top, he'd immediately get a ball screen from the center. That's what happens here, and Mills gets fouled shooting a three. Now the key aspect of this play and what makes all of their sets so difficult to defend is the pace and urgency that they play at. Specifically Mills on this play, he sprints into the back screen. And this little detail leaves Derek White hunched over because he was surprised at the pace that the screen was set. Now White is a bit behind the action, and that's what leads to the foul. So while this is a simple set, there also are layers to it that make it tougher to defend. Here for instance, as the pick and roll is happening, Mitch Creek, who just cut through, will set a flare screen for Dellavedova, and it gets Delly an okay look. Also, I think it goes without saying timing is important with this set, and I thought this was interesting. So this is a clip from their exhibition game against Canada, and with Bogut sitting out, Jonah Bolden was in the game, and he hasn't had as much experience with the Australian national team. And so when they tried to run this pick and roll set, we see that Delly catches it on top, but Bolden isn't there setting the pick and roll, he's late. And this extra second gives the defense more time to set up their pick and roll coverage. This play is a good example of how familiarity with a team matters. Let's take a look at another one of their favorite sets, and it starts with Mills running off a double screen, then he'll receive a handoff from Bogut, and here it works well as Mills hits the three. To me, this is a really smart play design because you have Mills looking to come off of the screens before Bogut even cuts up to catch the ball in the high post. Then once Ingles makes the pass, he immediately screens down for Mills, and these two screens gets Mills' defender trailing the play a bit, and that's what allows Mills to shoot a three right off of the handoff. Now let's compare that set to this similar and quite common NBA set, where the ball is first entered into the high post and then you have two screens away at the same time. And this makes it much easier on that off-ball defender to read the screens, predict that they're coming, and fight through the screen. Plus, you have no ball movement with the ball in the high post player's hands for a good 3 seconds. A much easier set to defend, and something Australia wouldn't run. Now back to Australia's version of the set. So here they run it, we see Ingles sets that second screen, and the pace of this play here causes miscommunication for the defense. Two guys go to Patty, which frees up Ingles on top. Now this time they run the set, but the set is very well defended. Jaylen Brown gets through both screens well, so Mills decides to backdoor cut. But notably, the set doesn't die after this, they continue playing within their offense with pace. Delly sprints up looking for a dribble handoff, and here he's actually just able to catch it and get an open three. Now set plays are nice, but what was more impressive was how they executed out of their high post game, because it showed how smart they were and how they can play without patterns. And one of their favorite aspects of their high post game was the blind pig, and here's an example. So Mills here is looking to receive the ball on top, but he's being denied. So that triggers the blind pig. Bogut will flash to the top, and when he catches it, Mills automatically backdoor cuts. This is the blind pig, and they work a sweet give and go. The blind pig is one of the best ways to counter a pressure defense, and also when we watch this play again, we see that it came out of the same pick and roll set I broke down earlier. Mills sets the back screen, pops out on top, he's being overplayed so they go into the blind pig, and it's a layup. Beautiful. Here again, their high post game begins with the blind pig. So Ingles is not really open on top, so Bogut flashes to the ball, which triggers Ingles to backdoor cut. Now here it's well defended, but they can play out of the high post here. Mills cuts around Bogut, then Ingles comes for the dribble handoff, but he's being overplayed, so he nicely backdoor cuts for a layup. And here's another example of great improvisation. So they start with the blind pig, and that triggers Mills to backdoor cut, but we see that he's really not going to be open off of the cut. So here he does a great job of being unselfish, and he screens away for Delhi, and they can get right into a nice triple handoff action, which started with the blind pig. Gorgeous. Versus the US, they also had a bunch of success with a backdoor cut instead of a dribble handoff. So here Delhi hits Bogut, and he comes for the dribble handoff, but when he sees Kemba Walker going toward the ball, Delhi cuts hard backdoor and he gets a layup. What I love so much about this play is Delhi's urgency. Look how hard he cuts to change directions, and that's how he gets by the much quicker Kemba. And here's another example of this backdoor give and go. Delhi throws it to Bogut, and Delhi's being overplayed by Kemba, so he backdoor cuts, and here he gets the and one. And when we think about it, it makes sense why this specific give and go backdoor cut would work. Because when Ingles hits Bogut here, he usually would come for the dribble handoff. And it's Jaylen Brown's job to fight over the screen and get as tight as possible. So naturally his momentum is going toward the ball. So that's why the backdoor cut is so effective. It counters what the defense is trying to achieve. Though on this play, while they do get the backdoor cut, it's a turnover due to poor spacing. Now let's take a look at this play, because when I first saw this play, I thought, wow, this was a really good read by Bogut to fake the handoff and get a dunk. And that is what happened. But when watching this play again, I was more impressed with the read he made before he caught the pass. So we see here that Ingles is trying to set him a back screen, but Bogut recognizes that there isn't a lot of space for the screen to work, and his defender Plumlee is already in good position to defend it. So he flashes to the high post, which allows him to catch the pass cleanly, and with Plumlee still recovering, that sets up the fake handoff and the dunk. Just a really smart play, and I love the fact that Bogut rejected the back screen to get into their dangerous high post action. And speaking of Bogut, who often acts as the hub of their offense, let's talk about a specific clever screen that he likes to set. And here it is. So Bogut is about to execute a dribble handoff with Mills, but he sees that Donovan Mitchell stays tight with Mills. This is good defense. So instead of handing it off to Mills, which wouldn't create much of an advantage, Bogut plants his left foot on the floor, reverse pivots, and sets a screen on Mitchell with his back. This allows Mills to get ahead of Mitchell. Bogut throws the bounce pass, and we can see that Bogut created a bunch of separation with that screen, and Mills hits the open jumper. Let's watch that full speed. And here's one more example. Bogut frees up Mills by setting a screen with his hip and then throwing it ahead to Patty. Well, there you have it, guys. And as I went through Australia's offense, some clear themes emerged. How they play with great pace and urgency. How they have obvious familiarity with each other after years of playing with each other. How the players make the right reads and that they take what the defense gives them. And a perfect example of this is how they execute backdoor cuts. Add in the fact that they have talent and a good coach, and this team will be a threat in the FIBA tournament. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.